His title is 8773.
So who here has had a bad boss, had a neighbor that's had a bad boss? Anybody? Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me some stories. What was bad about the boss? What did they tell you?
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable. Yeah. And that's kind of the worst, right? Just by definition, you can't reason with them. What are you supposed to do? What else?
Critical.
Critical. Hypercritical. Now, I will tell you that I had a pretty critical mother, so I have some mother critical issues going on, so I can definitely relate to that. So let me tell you, I personally don't know what could be worse than having a bad boss. I mean, it permeates every aspect of your life. If I think creatively, maybe it's having a bad boss and being married to them. That's, maybe a bad alternative. However, that's probably a whole another conversation to have a different night. So, I am coming off an experience where I had a terrible boss. And, people always ask me, my friends would say, what makes it so terrible? How's it so bad? Can you give us an example? And I told them, I'm like, listen, you drink alcohol. It's like having a long night of tequila and waking up with a hangover. That's just how you feel all the time. You just have this terrible feeling with you. Now, is anyone in the room not drink here? Perfect. To someone that didn't drink, it would just be like not drinking at all. It's how they probably feel all the time. Wouldn't be a whole lot of difference. So I had this terrible boss, and what really made the guy terrible, among other things, is that first and foremost, he was untrustworthy. Conversations, would go like the following. So, Reid, here's the deal. We have at the end of the year, you're going to get a bonus of $10,000. It is basically guaranteed. Now, me being a smart guy would say, hey, that's awesome. I'll put that in an email, I'll send it to you. Send him an email, and it comes back, oh no, we didn't talk about that. You gotta go check online, so it wasn't trustworthy. Oh. And what we have going on with politics right now, it really reminds me of Hillary Clinton, right? I really want to call him Crooked Hillary. So, not trustworthy. Number two, now I want to be fair. I'm going to talk about some bad things about him, but I want to talk about some positive things too. Equality. He is balanced, he is fair. Like Donald Trump, he seems to hate everybody equally.
Equally.
Number three, super political. I mean, this guy loves the political games. Anyone here read Machiavelli, The Prince? The kind of classic? Yeah. Machiavelli is tuning in his grave. I mean, he wants to get resurrected and write a book called The Jackass about my boss. I mean, that's how bad the guy is. So, I don't want to be negative, okay? I think of myself as a winner, all right? We're in it to win it. We're going to be proactive. So what I want to talk to you folks about tonight is 3 things that you can do if you have a tough, jackass kind of boss, okay? Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, great. So I want to take you back to ancient China and the great philosopher, the author of The Art of War, Sun Tzu. Now, Sun had a lot of really famous sayings, and I'm going to quote one right now, okay? If you can't beat them, date them. Now, it turns out that based on a 2013 study, 18% of employees have admitted to dating their boss. Now, of that 18%, 31% got into a 2-month committed relationship with them. Now that's not even the crazy part. They predict that 100% of everybody in this study someday is going to die. So ask yourself, what's the downside to going out and dating your boss? Because it's all going to end the same way. It's all going to end the same way no matter what. Number 2. Now, if you're having trouble with your employer, we live in the great country of America where there exist unions. Now, is anyone in the room a member of a union here?
John is.
Yeah. Union membership is going down. And the bottom line is that unions are really politically icky. Some people are for them, some people aren't for them. You know, my mentality on it though is that the bottom line when it comes to same-sex unions is that if your boss is the same sex as you, don't be afraid to go out and try to date them as well. You shouldn't let that fact, you know, inhibit you. It is the Midwest, but it is also the 21st century. We have to have a, you know, forward progressive mentality as these things happen. Number 3. Now, I've been reading all these Forbes and Economist and Business Week and everything, and I've come across this term, manage up. And, you know, there's a lot of really good advice there. So again, you can't date them, you're the same sex and you're not attracted to them, you've really done what you can, so the next logical step is simply to try to go around your boss and date your boss's boss. Robert Cialdini notes that scarcity is a great way to influence someone. If your boss is treating you bad, just show that, hey, you want me, buddy, but you can't have me, because the real power broker does. So, I want to talk about some next steps. We've gone through a lot today, and dealing with a bad boss is really a challenging situation. So, what you can do, your action item, is I want you to call 877-careerender.com, and we're going to talk to you about our patented process, which we went through earlier, to deal with having a bad boss. Now, I know you're asking yourself, all right, buddy, what's the fee here? How are you guys getting compensated? This is America. We believe in capitalism, right? Well, not to worry. There's only 3 outcomes here. Number 1, they're going to eliminate your job. You're going to get laid off. And then as our fee, we're going to take 50% of your unemployment benefits. Only 50. Number 2 is you're going to ask your boss out on a date, probably get arrested for harassment, assault, all those good things from there. However, if you're actually considering following this advice, you can plead insane, and there's a 0% chance that you will actually end up in prison. And number 3 is disability insurance, right? Again, if you follow this advice, if you take it seriously, you're going to be viable to get disability, and because you have a mental disability clearly, and we will be able to take half of those fees, and you'll be good to go from there. So with that, 877-careerender.com. Thank you, and happy fun employment.